Hello, it's Jamie here from Techify Tech. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Apple Magic Trackpad. Now I got this maybe a couple of months, maybe about a month or two ago now, and I've been using it for a while, so I just thought I'd take a quick look about sort of a review, what it does, etc. So if you're thinking of buying one, take this on board before you do. So first of all, let's give it a quick size comparison. So this is the box that it comes in. I think I've still got the packaging inside. Yeah, I've kept the plastic. So it just comes in a small box like this, just with a manual, which I've put somewhere else, I think, for the time being. Although, so that's essentially what it looks like just in the box here. Quite a small box, size comparison. It's not. It's essentially Apple keep the packaging as small as they can, so it's the box size anyway. And I've got a Magic Mouse here, so just a quick size comparison. The trackpad is maybe about, I'd say roughly 2.5 times the size of this guy here. And both of them use Bluetooth technology, so your Mac will need to have Bluetooth. I'm using a Mac Pro here, but that's got Bluetooth in it, so I think most Macs have Bluetooth in, and you also need, well, according to the box anyway, you need OS X 10.6.5 or later. OS 10 even, sorry I keep saying that. OS 10 10.6.5 or later, and you will need the latest software update for that just to get it to work. I've got it, it works online perfectly fine, and I have heard it will work on Windows computers as well, although you will need the drivers for boot camp, but I haven't done that myself yet. I use this guy for Windows on here, and well, I'm sure there'll be stuff on the internet. If there is anything, I'll put a link in the description. So anyway, quite a big trackpad. Another size comparison I'll give you in just a sec to my MacBook Pro. Okay, so here is my laptop. There's the MacBook Pro trackpad. The Magic Trackpad is quite a bit bigger, as you can see. It's about, I'd say, just 1.5 times the size of the MacBook Pro's trackpad. So it's quite a big trackpad. It's obviously designed for the desk, that's why they call it a Magic Trackpad, I suppose, because that's why it's the size that it is, rather than not being any smaller. So we just put that there. So now I'll go on to the computer and show you what you can do with it, but just before that, I've got the box here. It explains like what all of the gestures and stuff you can do, because this trackpad is obviously multi-touch. That's the main selling point of it, and why it would be useful for the desk. So if you're like me, I personally hate trackpads on laptops, because most of them are just uninnovative, just boring, and they're just generally annoying and a nuisance to use. So this is a lot easier, and it says on the back here you've got all of the different gestures one can do on there. You've got point, click, double click, right click, click and drag, 2-finger scroll. You can switch applications with a 3 or 4 finger gesture. You can activate Expose, which is now actually Mission Control here. You can also go to the launch pad by pinching, pinch zoom as well, rotate just by doing it. It's all the gestures that you can do in your laptop if you've got a MacBook Pro or MacBook Air. I think they both have the trackpads built in, so it's quite useful, and I'm a fan of the Apple multi-touch trackpad, so that's why I thought let's take the plunge, go ahead and do this. So I'll be back on my computer just to show you what you can do with this. Hello, so I'm back again. I'm on the computer now, so I'll just show you what this can do. So first thing you'll notice when you've got it installed, you need to go up to your Bluetooth and add a device there. So you've got battery level and all of that. So just set up a Bluetooth device and you'll be ready to go. I don't think it requires a passcode. I can't remember putting one in. So it's just pretty much straightforward and it works. So now if I go into System Preferences, which I've got here, it shows you all of the gestures you can do. So if we go from just the basic ones, you can do, I've got it set to tap with 2 fingers for secondary click. You can just do a tap to click. So for example, click on that. Or you can do a secondary click. I've got 2-finger tap, and that brings up the option menu. You can also set these options here too, so if I had it in the bottom left hand corner or bottom right hand corner, You actually have to press it. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention on the when I was on the camera doing it is there's no it's all of the trackpad is a button. You just press it right down and it will like click for you. But you need to make sure, as they've got right here, it's on a firm-ish surface, because I've noticed if you have things on two different levels, it doesn't necessarily click in as well as it does when it's straight. So you've also got three-finger drag here, which I've actually got turned off at the moment. You can move stuff, so if I turn that on, so you tap with three fingers and you can drag a window around like that. So that's quite useful, but it can be annoying for some people. So remember, if you go into System Preferences, you just tap the trackpad button, you can get to all of your trackpad options. So if something is bugging you, you can do that. You can obviously change the tracking speed. So if I move it around, it goes very quickly, or if I bring it down here, it moves very slowly. So you can adjust that to your liking as well. Now you can do scroll and zoom, so that means if you're on a page or something, you can zoom in properly. So if I go into iTunes, for example, you can bring that over. You can scroll up and down. Remember, you got the weird scrolling, but it feels okay on a trackpad. It's on the mouse that I would change it. So you can scroll up and down like that. Of course, you've got the new scroll bars and lines, so it's easier. You can rotate stuff. I can't really do an example of that at the moment. And you can zoom in just by double tapping, and of course if you hit Control, if you hit Control even, you can zoom in as well. So you could try that just by hitting Control on the keyboard, and it will zoom in for you. And of course you've got pinch in and pinch out for zoom, and you've got all of those. Those are the second thing. So you can do the scroll direction, all of that as well. So now if we go into more gestures, you've got these are where all the fancy ones come in. So you can swipe between apps. So I can go to dashboard by doing, well, if you're in full screen, you can swipe between using two fingers. But if you want to swipe between like full screen apps, you go left or right with four fingers. So there we go. Scroll between pages even, that's two fingers. So you can do that. I know it works with Google Chrome, so I've done that before. There you go. See, it's paired. It works with Google Chrome. You can use it to swipe left and swipe right if you want to go back or forward a web page. Now you've got mission control as well. So swipe up with four fingers brings you to your nice control center. I haven't got much open at the moment, but it will display all of that for you. And you've also got Launchpad, obviously, so it's just a massive pinch. There you go. And it brings in all of your applications, so it's quite useful. It's quite handy, I think, having a trackpad for that. And as Apple demonstrated, Lion is a really good operating system for multi-touch and all of these gestures, which is good. And show the desktop, so thumb and three fingers. You can do that, I believe. Some gestures are a bit tricky. You'll get it eventually. So there we go. Got the desktop. Although it can get confused, just like that, so just look it up on here and it'll be pretty straightforward. So the trackpad itself costs £59 in the UK. I believe it's like $79 or $99, so it's a bit on the pricey side for a mouse. I personally think, like the Magic Mouse is $59 as well. It's quite a pricey mouse, but it's Apple quality, Apple build quality. It works like a lot of Apple products. It just works properly, and I would actually highly recommend it. I've had quite a pleasurable experience with the trackpad, and I would highly recommend, if you were looking in the market for a new mouse, or if you're buying a new Mac, I'd say choose it over the Magic Mouse. You can do gestures on the Magic Mouse. If I just turn it on for a second, it will there we go. So if I do go back into System Preferences, we can go into the mouse. You can do gestures on here, although it's not as good as going into the trackpad. I find though when I'm playing games, not really good, which is why I use this guy if I need games or all of that. So that's basically just a quick insight into the sort of review in the way of the Magic Trackpad. So thank you very much for listening, and come back for more videos. I'll put up some more how-tos and all of that soon. So thanks for listening.